Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. Don't forget to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at BronxNet TV and tweet me too at Rhina Valentin. Arte Sana, which translates to Art Heals, is a multi-dimensional Puerto Rican project located in Villa Carmen Atelier. And it's one of Puerto Rico's historical landmarks that stores most of the island's prominent art. The goal of the project is to bring hope to the people of Puerto Rico by using art to heal and rebuild communities while also preserving the cultural heritage of Puerto Rico. Joining us now to tell us more about the project and the upcoming fundraiser, we welcome Arte Sana Project Artistic Director Esteban Figueroa.
Buenos días.
Buenos dias. Is that your cell phone ringing?
It was.
It was.
It's someplace there.
It's hilarious. It's like
Well,
somebody else wants to be part of your segment.
Everybody wants.
Everyone's to everybody.
Todos los puertorriqueños.
Well, you know, the beauty is that we are doing things to help ourselves, right? I say we because I'm Puerto Rican, and it's so delightful and so refreshing to have guests such as yourself who are just really shifting the dynamics of how we are looking at the redevelopment of the island. And I've always felt that if you want to build a community, you bring in artists. You bring in artists. Artists have a tendency to just elevate even the value of a community. So let's talk about Arte Sana and your level of involvement and also your trips back and forth to Puerto Rico.
Okay. Arte Sana was developed when I acquired the building Villa del Carmen, which is a landmark building, which in 1920, Juan Rosado, a painter, decided that the commoner wasn't getting enough culture. It was all going to El Ateneo, to the Spanish. The Institute of Culture wasn't developed yet. So he decided that the working class people wasn't getting Cantinflas, wasn't getting Bobby Capó. So what he decided to, his atelier, since he was famous, they came to his atelier and he played music and they shared it with the commoner. So that principle is what I'm following. The atelier was built in 1940. The atelier was developed in 1940, but it was opened in 1923. In other words, in 1923, Juan Rosado opened un taller. In 1940, he called it El Atelier, and that's the name of it now.
And so this particular property has been affected by the hurricane, right?
Has been affected by the hurricane, but it's a solid building. What it did was shake everything else. All the equipment left, my paintings got destroyed and paintings that were in there, but the building was made in 1932. The walls are 3 feet. They are a product of the Industrial Revolution, that change that happened. So all the materials are coming with the new materials of the new millennium. Right. So what happened was, at that given point, they built that building with ladrillos and with concrete.
Right.
So the walls were real thick.
Well, I got that. Boy, you made it very clear. It was able to sustain the hurricane. Which
All
is
the hurricanes
awesome.
Since 1932.
That's awesome. And also you've been accommodating people from the community.
Yes.
In the meantime, however, you need to rebuild. And so let's talk about the art that is on display. And I know we have some images. And what I found really interesting about the art is some of them have live people in it.
Yes.
Yeah, what's that about?
The Live People is my project. It's called La Comedia. That's how I wind up designing.
Before you start talking about it, I want them to show us some of the images so that the viewers can also get the gist of what we're discussing. So can we look at some of those images from the Arte Sana Project?
I can
Okay, here we go. So.
Okay, this performer, his name is Johan Figueroa. He worked in my project La Comedia for about 5 years, and he was displaced from Puerto Rico. So he came to New York, and I helped him. And he was performing in Washington Square Park, and he got a big interview through the New York Times, and he's followed all around the world, but he's displaced from Puerto Rico.
Right.
So when the hurricane came, I created this Arte Sana project, and I came exclusively to get Johan, because he performs in a plaza and he helps heal. So people gather around him. He's extraordinary. Right now he's in front of the Museum of Metropolitan Art. And we're bringing him back next year, and hopefully we could help him go to Europe, because I want to expose how great our artists are.
No, I love that you're sharing who these people are as human beings, right? Because we tend to forget. And the fact that you're showcasing them in an art form and they're live, and we're looking at the next image,
That's him.
that's him. It's him. So it's all him. He just looks different.
No, it's him because he did the residency program for 4 months during this hurricane, and he was able to change the concept about live performing arts in plazas. And Carmen Jolie gave him a special permission for him to perform because she knew that it was healing her community, which is Viejo San Juan.
I love it. And so, what the fundraiser that's happening at Hostos in September?
September 20th.
Right. What is the purpose of this fundraiser? Like, what do you hope to get from it? And are artists also contributing to
Yes,
this
many artists are
fundraiser?
contributing.
So there's going to be a lot of art for sale.
Yes, it's an auction.
Not real people though.
Excuse me?
Real people art.
Yeah, real people art. Johan's going to perform.
Yeah, but he's not going to be for sale.
No, he will be for sale because you will
kidding.
donate money for it.
No, I
for
know.
his
I'm
work.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, but please share some of the
Well,
artists that are going to be there.
The artwork that's going to be there right now. Juan Sanchez has committed himself to donate some pieces and to help the project. Pepe Orzón de Philadelphia también está interesado. Many artists aquí. But in Puerto Rico, the artists have no money, have no way of income, and they're not selling. So the artists here are donating to contribute to the project. And the Puerto Rican artists, I cannot pretend to tell them to donate. So what we're doing is we're selling their artwork to give them the money, some of the money, half of the money, for them to
be able to create and survive and do what they do. Artists need to be comfortable in order to create.
They will stay there. It's to protect their families. I give you an example. During the first day of the hurricane, a very important reporter told me, I don't want nothing to happen to you, Esteban, so come to the command center where the only electricity was, and all the politicians were there except Trump. So I went there, and everybody in Puerto Rico, no water, no electricity, only that command center. And what's the most important thing of the whole thing for me was the first question they asked to all those politicians, and the New York Times was there, every newspaper around the world. The first question, you know what was the first question?
What?
The first question was to the New York Times, and Puerto Rican, una mujer puertorriqueña se levantó. So no, the first question is for me. She got in the way and she asked them, why are the pasajes $6,000? Then she went to every one of them and said, why are the pasajes $2,000? You know why she asked that? Because she was willing to fight for her country, but she had to take care of the children. And what she wanted to do was move her children to New York or wherever it's safe and then come back to fight. The Puerto Rican people have demonstrated their collective power. The thing that's happening to Puerto Rico at this given moment is not the Maria, it's the Ave Maria. The Ave Maria was before, and the Ave Maria is now. Maria was just revealed all that
Exactly.
information.
That's a perfect choice of words. All that's happened is it's been revealed, and I got to tell you, I would love to sit here and talk about this, and I love that you're able to shed some light with our viewers on the topic and also the recovery, you know, because it's happening, and it's people like yourself and the artists, and the fact that, you know, it's artists taking care of artists, so the artists from New York are taking care of the artists in Puerto Rico. It's a beautiful thing, and this fundraiser that's taking place at Hostos is really, I'm sure, just the beginning of how we can collaborate with the island and for the island.
You've done that. I was raised in the Bronx. And when I got here to get artists to bring over there, I found out that Joe Quijano, who was a victim of the hurricane, is from the Bronx. So when I was recruiting artists, they told me that Joe Quijano was around, and he's from Puerto Tierra. So I asked a member, can I give him a tribute? And we're putting his music in the museum.
Oh, nice.
So what we decided to, I called him, and he said he wants to advocate for the museum, for the Puerto Rican people. He's 82 years old.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's amazing. You know, I look forward to.
And he survived the hurricane.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. And thank you for sharing that. Unfortunately, we don't have any more time. As much as I would love to discuss this further and go into more detail, I do want to acknowledge the fact that that you're here doing something for over there. And while not everyone stayed over there and was able to sustain their lifestyles, the fact that there's hope being presented is really a beautiful
One more
thing.
thing
And you guys, the Arte Sana Project fundraiser, once again, and art auction, that's going to be taking place September 20th at Hostos Community College, and that's from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. And for more information, you can visit Villa de Carmen Atelier.org. All right, stay tuned because Bobby C's Weekly Sports Roundup is coming up next.